All right. There's more doom and gloom from these YouTubers. John Williams, Jeremiah Babe, Michael Borderno, and I allegedly, and just many, many more. But these examples. So what they're telling us in these videos is that, it's a major crash happening. First of all, we need a crash. Everything's too expensive. We need everything to go back to normalcy. Normalcy is the prices back in the 80s and 90s. That's what we should be at. Because due to greed, not inflation, greed, all these prices are all high. Like, housing prices, car prices, right? Everybody should stop spending, right? Spend what you need, food and whatever. Pay off your mortgage. But do not get into any more debt, right? As you know by now, the whole system is based upon, it's like a Ponzi scheme. You need more people to sign up, right? You need people to get into more financing products, right? Credit cards, mortgages, loans, right? That's a whole scam system. It's the loans finance system, right? That's got to crash, right? That's the only way to beat this system is to let the finance system crash. No more financing, like no more getting into financing of cars, houses, whatever, trips. Stop doing that, folks. That's a real cause of this problem. So these guys are telling us, the whole system is crashing because people are not spending. Guess what? We have to stop spending. That's curing the system, right? All these businesses right here, see behind this guy? For the past four decades, right? The whole system was, pumping free money, using ultra low interest rates. This is the reason why these things existed, right? Now they're starting to stop existing because we're at a point where the system cannot go any further down, right? Further up with loans and interest rates. Interest rates are going to start going bigger, right? Higher, and less people are going to start spend. So this is the cure, folks. The crash is the cure. But these guys are telling you, the crash is coming. It's all over. It's all over. It's not over, folks. The system is correcting itself. So, talking about financing system, okay, the mortgages, especially the mortgages. So I have a map of GTA. This is my example. For your town, wherever you live in, you can use your example. But what I'm going to show you, let me bring it up in Paint. Okay, I apologize for my paint skills. I'm not an expert, right? So what you see here is a GTA, Greater Toronto area. So I'm going to make a line here. Okay, so here. Up to here, up to here, up to here, up to here, to here. So the reason why I put this line here is because all these houses and structures, most of the structures here, were built during the 80s and 90s, right? So what does that tell you? Majority of these structures and houses right here have all been paid off, right? There's no more, loans coming into the banks because of this. So what are they doing right now? They're building houses at breakneck speeds at other areas like this. See, outside the GTA? Because there's no more money coming from this area, right? We're below the red line. Because people have paid off the mortgages like us, right? We paid it off a long time ago. Majority of these, houses during the 80s and 90s, maybe early 2000s, there's no more loans, right? There's no more mortgages. So the governments and banks are desperate to get more loans. So what are they doing? They're bringing more immigrants, giving them, free money, and they're starting to live out here, right? So this applies to anywhere in the world, like anywhere, in USA or something. Same thing's happening there, right? Majority of the houses, built from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, are all paid off. So the banks are not getting any more money from these houses, right? So they got to build more houses. So they're desperate to get. But the thing is, majority of these houses that are being built are in the millions of dollars. Right? Here in Canada, I don't know about the USA, right? And what's happening is people can't afford these $1 million houses, right? They're barely screeching by, right? But think about the people here, right? Below the red line. They've already paid off their mortgages. They've been saving money ever since, right? So there is no crash happening here. These people already paid off their mortgages. They have money in the banks. So these guys on YouTube are not telling you that, right? They're forgetting that a lot of people have already paid off their houses. They've been sitting, in their houses for a long time, accumulating wealth, right? Majority of them, this recession, this supposed recession, are not affecting them because they probably have a lot of cash in their house. In their bank, right? They can, live off that for a long, long time. So that's what I just wanted to point you out that me and my parents, we were driving around and we were looking at these houses around everywhere, and it's like, wait a minute, There's no recession happening here because majority of the houses are already paid off. They're a long time paid off, and for 3 decades, most of these families have been accumulating wealth, right? So this crash is happening. It's not really happening because a lot of these people have already saved money. It's the crash is happening outside the GTA, right? Or whatever you're living in, right? Where the new builds are happening, where people are getting to huge mortgages and debt, right? Same thing with cars, right? A lot of people are, driving their cars for 20 years, 30 years. They've already paid it off a long time ago. They don't need like a giant $100,000 truck or a $100,000 car, right? Like we do. We don't need that stuff. We're smarter than that, right? So this is a quick video today. These guys, they got to start, telling you the truth. Yes, there's a crash happening, but it's happening. It needs to happen, right? It needs to happen. The prices have to come down. So people have stopped financing, stopped going to debt, right? And that's the cure, folks. That's the cure. So these guys are who pumping fear. I don't think they shouldn't be pumping fear. It's correcting itself. The whole system is correcting itself. So thank you. Before I end this video, I'm going to show you something. I was at the Costco, just looking around, and then I noticed there was a T-shirt sale. This is the T-shirts I bought. This is from Hurley, Quicksilver. These are actually very good quality shirts. Regular price $13.99. They were selling for $7. The reason why they did that because people could not afford to buy T-shirts. So what's happening? They have to bring the prices down, folks. They have to bring the prices down. I would never. The majority of the stuff I buy clothes, I never buy at full price ever. Because most of these things are made in China or India or Bangladesh or Vietnam. They literally cost them maybe $1 to make, right? And they sell it off for like $20. But in this case, these were $13.99 each, but they sold it for $8. So I picked 3 up. These are very good quality shirts, not like the crap that you get at Walmart. These are actually very thick and warm and comfortable. And sorry, not warm, but very comfortable. But that's the point I was saying. Inflation is a hoax. They're pumping these prices up due to greed, right? It has nothing to do with inflation. All inflation is numbers in a computer. That's all it is. They don't have piles of money printed out, right? They don't have bank vaults full of money. There's no such thing. It's all in the digital world, right? I just want to show you this, but I think it's going to happen soon with cars and houses. The system cannot afford $1 million houses, or system cannot afford $100,000 trucks, right? It's not. You look at the Dodge dealerships right now. I should have took a video of this. I was near the airport, near the back of the airport, and I noticed there's piles and piles. Sorry, a lot full of Dodge pickups, those Rams. There was a store there. I was like, what's going on here? Why are they storing pickup trucks near the airport? Very suspicious, folks. Very suspicious. Yeah, maybe it could be because of over inventory, but I think reality's starting to set in. People cannot afford these $100,000 trucks. I don't know what the rate is. Even if it's like a 1.99%, you're paying over $1,000 a month Canadian for a $100,000 pickup. The system cannot handle that, right? Just like the houses. Unfortunately, the houses in Canada is about $1.5 million around the GTA, the map I just showed you. $1.5 million. So think about that with the interest rates, the current interest rates. People are living a lie, folks. The whole system, like the people who paid off their houses, they're free and clear, right? There's no problem with them. But the people who are flipping houses and the new immigrants coming in, and then signing away their life for the $1.5 million mortgage, right? They're screwed. They're very screwed. But like I said, majority of the people who were down to earth, didn't start flipping houses and going to big mortgages. They're fine. Like we paid off our house way back in the 90s. Like we're just accumulating wealth. You should have done that too. You should have saw that. Most of these people, but people forget. When they see something on TV, like HGTV, I'm gonna do a whole piece on that. HGTV, where they're showing house flippers. Renovate the house, flip the house, and go into a bigger house, right? I blame those things, and the banks, the media, pushing people into bigger mortgages. The reason why they're pushing bigger mortgages is because, more tax revenue for the government, more revenue for the insurance companies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So, yeah, just a quick video. Hopefully you like this video.